So I'd like to preface this rapture dream. The footage I'm going to show you is from about 5 minutes after I had my rapture dream. Or actually probably 30 minutes or an hour after I had my rapture dream. It was still dark outside, so the entire video it's a dark video, you know, just black, because it was 5 a.m. And so I have to preface, you know, the first part. What you're gonna hear is actually not quite the case. I said that 3 of us were standing outside. Actually, we were all inside the house, and for some reason we all decided to go outside of the house. And, you know, they closed the door behind them, and I immediately looked up and seen the star. And for some reason, I knew it was for me. And I don't understand that part. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I knew it was for me, and I went towards it. And the people behind me just stood there, you know. They didn't understand what was happening. So anyways, I'll come back and clear up a few other things that I talked about during the dream, and I'll kind of expand on not only details, but I'll expand on what I believe it all means. So here you go. Anyways, 3 people, including myself, were standing out in the back of my house. It was during the daytime, and I looked up and I seen a star during the daytime, and that star reminds me of the same star that I seen during the eclipse. It was in the same location, just south of me, and it's, you know, straight up, but just a little south. So I was facing south, and the star, I said, "Look." And as soon as I said look, it got giant, and it came straight at us, and it came swooping down like a roller coaster. And it came swooping down right at us, and then it went above, or it went a little bit up to go over the star that I seen that came directly at my face looked, you know, kind of similar to this. This is a picture of the sun from the internet, you know. I could say it looked similar to that, you know, when it got big and was right in my face. Not exactly like that. It was a reddish orangish ball with kind of flames on the outside, you know. The whole thing was like a flame or whatever, but it was in the shape of a circle, a spherical ball, you know. But anyways, I just want to give you a visual so you understand what it looked like when it came at my face. It came swooping down right at us, and then it went above, or it went a little bit up to go over the tree that's next to my house. And then I don't remember anything where it went after that, because I started floating, and I had a spinning feeling inside of me. But I wasn't spinning, I was turning real slow, and I looked at the 2 people on the ground. So that spinning feeling that I felt as I started floating up, it was just super fast spinning, you know, like below my waist. I couldn't see it, you know, but it felt like I was spinning, like a whirlwind, you know. It felt amazing, you know. It was the best feeling I ever felt in my life. And that's the only way I can describe it. It was like a whirlwind, you know. I went up like a whirlwind, like it was, my insides were spinning, but everything was calm, and I was going up slow, you know. And just looking at the people down below, and then I looked above the houses, and I looked to see if I could see where that star, that spirit, where it went. You know, it went to the northwest. That's all I know. So Anyways, there you go. And then I just started floating up, and I said, oh my God, it's really happening. And then the spinning feeling slowly faded away, and I went back into he put me back in bed, and I woke up. So this is the Bible verse, one of the Bible verses that remind me of that spinning feeling inside of my body. It was spinning like a whirlwind. It was spinning like crazy, and it felt so good. So good. It was a sense of relief. Finally, it was over. The struggle was finally over. The pain was finally all gone. And it was like a drug that man could never create. The drug was like love, overwhelming love, joy, relief is what I want to focus on, because that is the word that properly describes the feeling that you get once you start floating up to heaven. Is you get a sense of overwhelming relief, because this life sucks, does it not? But anyways, sorry. Who is taken up in a whirlwind of fire and in a chariot of fiery horses. There's a few different, there's actually a pretty significant amount of verses that deal with whirlwinds of fire and chariots of fire and stuff. But that's what it reminded me of, and that's what it felt like, the spinning feeling. And then when you look at the verses, it even has the whirlwind of fire, that fireball that came and like, I don't know if it marked me or if it knew that I didn't have the mark of the beast. I don't know if it marked me with God's mark, or it just knew that I was marked by God, or it knew I don't have no mark of the beast. And that's what I think. I believe in my heart. Many, almost all Christians believe that there's gonna be a physical, like, microchip. Like, no, your physical mark is invisible, and it always was. You're either marked by this world, you either like this world, or you don't want no part of this world, and that's your mark. But anyways, I don't want to get into that. But it knew who I was, and I knew that it was for me, and I knew it was my time to get out of this world. For some reason, I just knew. So I actually have a picture of the star during the eclipse. I just so happened to I remember seeing this star during the eclipse, and I remember pointing to it and showing people, and I was excited about it for some reason. And you could see they tried to cover it up with the chemtrail there. But I actually have two pictures. And see this third picture, I don't know where that star is. I think it's somewhere on the right side of that chemtrail, almost near the edge of the camera, or the picture. I think it's slightly hidden underneath the chemtrail in that picture, but in these two, you can clearly see it. Now, I didn't even know if that's a star, to be honest. I don't have any idea. That could be a reflection off the firmament of the sun, I have no idea. And at the same time, it could have been the sun that came directly at me. I have no idea. It looked like that star on the right, but at the same time, who knows? All I know is that, like during my Rapture dream, in my mind, the sun would have been to my left, towards the east in the morning. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say exactly. I'm trying to explain this, but all I know is that that's the picture I got of a star, possibly, or something in the sky that appeared to be a star, that in my mind looks like a star. Um, you know, being where I am now, I know that hardly anything is real in this world. Everything is fake. Everything is a lie. So it's hard to know if that's an actual star or not. I don't know. All I know is I can tell you that what appeared to be a star in the sky came directly at me and was not a star at all, but it was an actual spirit of God, and he was harvesting the first fruits. That's all I know. I don't know about anything else. So there you go. So I just wanted to show you guys the path of the eclipse in August 2017. I'm in Oregon on the far left side. So for me it was morning when the eclipse happened. Alright. The beginning of the eclipse was like 9 o'clock, Sometime, that's about the time I got the picture of that star. It was sometime after 9 o'clock. So that's why it was morning for me. So for you, it might have been afternoon. But for me, it was morning. It was the morning star that came to me. You know what I mean? That's what it represented. So the path of the eclipse is extremely significant for me. Okay, so in January of 2016, God put it in my heart to go to Oregon, to a place called the Oregon Standoff. And at the time, I was a patriot of this country. I'm a veteran. I was an extreme far-right winger. Gun-toting, flag-waving, Bible-believing. I thought I was a Bible-believing right-winger, And I'm from Missouri, right where that dot is in the middle in Kansas City. That's where I'm from. January 2016, I left that dot right there, and I went in the direct path of that eclipse, to be honest with you. Almost the exact direct path of that eclipse. I went through a little bit of Iowa, Nebraska, Wyoming, Idaho, and then I went into Oregon. I'm not sure if I took that exact route, but it was very similar to that. Then another significant part of this eclipse path is that my girlfriend is from the far right dot, where South Carolina is. That's where she's from. She flew over here, I don't know, about a month before the eclipse, maybe a little bit less than that, or a few months before that. So she traveled that entire route of that eclipse. I traveled half that route on a mission from God. Why did he send me to the Oregon Standoff? Well, there's only one way to wake up a blind, dead patriot. And that's to show him that even the patriots are corrupt and evil and part of the beast system. Once I realized who Jesus Christ was, I no longer have a flag. I no longer make any claims to this country. I despise this world and this country especially, and I despise the beast system, which is a worldwide system. I'm aware that I cannot get out of this system, and if I do, they will kill me, or they will put me in prison. There's no land I can get without paying into the beast system. There's nothing I can trade with. You're always trading in dollars, no matter what. You trade in dollars. You buy things with dollars. You have a land note. That land note is a piece of paper written by the man system. That's the beast system. You can't go nowhere on this earth, nowhere, and be free from the beast. The beast is everywhere. Everywhere you see a man, you're seeing a beast. You're seeing a devil, and you're seeing a false prophet. You're seeing all three in one person. So that's what we all were at one time. And that's what most of us still are at this time. We're beasts. It's in the first book of the Bible. 666 populated the entire earth after the flood. Man's number is 6. Ham, Shem, and Japheth. All 6s populated the entire earth. Why was it 3 of them? Why wasn't it 4 that populated the entire earth? Why wasn't it 2 brothers? Why was it 3? Well, because he was telling you the simplest answer to the simplest answer is right. The hardest question is actually the simplest answer. You know, we're the beast, and this is the system we created. Now there are more people more evil than others, like the ones holding us captive, the elitists. I don't know what they are, man. I honestly don't know, because right now I feel like I'm a fallen angel. I feel like that's what God told me my whole life, beginning from a little child. When I was a child, I always had a dream that I was falling from the sky, holding on to a balloon. And when I was a kid, my parents would hear a thump, boom, and they would come in my room, and I would be laying on the ground, still asleep, most of the time, still sleeping, because I was literally falling out of the sky in my dream. And then right before I hit the ground, bam, I would either wake up or I don't remember, but all I can tell you is now I understand the dream. I understand why he gave me the same dream over and over and over again. I understand why he put me in a broken home where my dad lived in Kansas City and my mom lived in Tampa, Florida. That's a problem for a kid, you know? But if you're a fallen angel, he's just testing you to see if you really want to come back, you know? And that dream I fell from the sky is because that's where I was right before I betrayed God. He told me not to do. He said, if you do this, you will surely die. Well, I guess I did it anyways, and found out that God wasn't playing, and I am gonna surely die in this world, because this is what I chose. So he was showing me I came from him a long time ago, and I made a mistake. And then he came full circle when I did what he told me to do. He told me to go to the Oregon standoff, and I thought I was going to die. I thought that's what he wanted me to do, was to die, to prove myself to him, or I didn't know why he was doing it, to be honest. And he didn't let me die, you know. They wanted to kill us. They did. They had plans on killing us. And I felt like I was gonna die many, many times. But anyways, Oregon standoff was just the beginning of my journey. I didn't wake up until 6 months later. into the realization that everybody's involved all the way up to the top. They're all in cahoots. Aaron Bundy goes to the same Mormon temple as Greg Britzing. Greg Britzing was the FBI in charge of investigating the Oregon standoff, and Aaron Bundy was the famous Mormon that was in charge of the Oregon standoff. So you mean the two guys that are supposedly on opposing teams go to the same Mormon temple? What? Yeah, man. It goes deep, bro. This world is so deep. It's so messed up, man. And everything's a lie, just like God said in the Bible. All men are liars, just like God said in the Bible. Only God can show you the things of this world. If you want to know the things of this world, you got to quit reading history. Because history was written by mankind. By another man. All men are liars. So why would you read a liar? Why would you read a book written by a liar? That's stupid. It's because that's not what you're supposed to do. Even the ones that say they have Christ, dude, don't trust them. Don't believe them. Don't believe me. Seek the Spirit yourself. Find out what the truth is to yourself. Because we all think we know the truth. You know, we're all going to have a different perspective on the truth anyways. So you have to do it as an individual. I can't help you make the change. I can't help you be reunited with your Father in heaven. That's up to you. That's on you, man. I can try to show you the things that are happening around us, but it takes years of research. I can't show you everything. I can only plant the seeds. You're not going to believe me anyways, even if I tell you. You won't believe me. The things that are happening around us right in front of our face is unbelievable. You will never believe it. You know, all I can do is plant the seeds here and there and be like, dude, did you hear about this? Whoa, did you know that this is this and this? Whoa, did you know about this? That's all I can do is plant seeds, man, and that's all I'm trying to do. You know, I love you all. But this life is actually a second chance. Don't you know? Don't you ever wonder why God told us that humans are His greatest and most beautiful creation? Why would He say that? Because it's the only way to save His children, the fallen angels. It's to give them another chance. That's why we're the most beautiful creation. A lot of people like to boast about that. Dude, you're no better than the cattle in the field if you only knew. Everyone knows dogs are better than humans. So why are we His most beautiful creation? Think about it. There's a reason He said that. It's because we're fallen, man. And if He didn't create this, we wouldn't have a second chance to get to be reunited with our Father. And our Father loves us. He wants us to come back. He cries through us. When you wake up and you learn who Christ really is, that thing about men don't cry goes right out the window. I cry more than I've ever cried in my life. Because God uses me to cry. Because there ain't no tears in heaven. He's living through me. He's seeing it through me. And He's crying through me. And I'm letting him cry as much as He wants to cry. I ain't holding back nothing. Because I understand He wants His children back, and that's all. And that's a sad, sad thing to think about. For being so prideful. Look at yourself. Are you the beast? Are you marked by this world? Are you marked by this world? Do you love your life in this world? Do you not see the evil things going on around you? Do you not know that the elite sacrifice babies and humans? And they eat them? Did you know that? Well, if you do know that, stop preaching butterflies and rainbows. This world is not butterflies and rainbows. You always preach about the verse that says, be happy that you got the life, rejoice in it and all that. Yeah, you better be happy you got this life, because this is your second chance. This is your only chance to go back to where you belong. You better rejoice in it. And right after that, you better start digging for the truth and looking around you and protecting the innocent, like he said. How come you never read that part where it says protect the innocent? Well, if babies are being murdered and ritually abused and ritually sacrificed, are you protecting the innocent? Or are you preaching about butterflies and rainbows with your blindfold on? Huh? Do you have your blinders on full blast? Not seeing nothing because you don't have the courage to see what's right around you? You don't have the courage to speak out against it? You don't have the courage to be laughed at by everyone you know? You don't have the courage to become broke and not even care about being broke, knowing that nothing matters in this stupid world anyways? You want to be somebody in this world? Really? You want to be somebody in a beast system? That's what you strive for? You better quit striving for things in this world. We all need to be seeking the Spirit and seeking what He wants us to do. It's all coming to an end pretty soon. And you got to figure out if you got the mark. You know if you got the mark. You know. You might lie about it, but you know. You know whether you're marked or not. So be honest. Wash that mark off, man. Get circumcised into Christ. Get baptized in the Holy Spirit. Ask God to wash you clean, man. Ask Him to wash you clean. Ask Him to please erase that mark that you wrote all over your forehead. Your whole life you've been writing that all over your forehead. Worshiping yourself, thinking you know everything. You didn't even know that you was a fallen one. You had no idea. He was always talking trash on the fallen ones. He was always talking trash on the beast and on the devil. Didn't even realize he was inside of you the whole time. Well, that's the truth. And it's okay. Because we have a chance to overcome that. We have a free escape plan. God sacrifices Himself. Came into the flesh, let us kill Him. To show how much He loves us. And how much He wants us to come back home. Come out of her, my people. Come out of her, my people.